Florida prosecutors say a white deputy police officer who punched a black man at a traffic stop did not commit any crime. Tyrone Bowman live. I'll be reading this story in a moment as reported by Reuters. No matter how much people comply, no matter how many times people protest, no matter how many times people seek legal recourse in the court of law, there is no justice when it comes to the brutality of white racist police officers against black people. They are protected by the system. They've been given total immunity, and they are absolved of any crimes, and really it's justified. So let's get down to the heart of this story. According to Reuters, once again, prosecutors say a Florida deputy who punched a black man at a traffic stop did not commit any crime. So here's a brief summary. The traffic stop, which occurred in February, went viral in July after a clip was posted online. The civil rights advocates condemned the incident. Police and prosecutors' reports say officers acted lawfully. Of course, they would say the officers acted lawfully. They protect one another. Lawmakers of the black man say he was never combative. A Florida deputy who punched a black man at a February traffic stop did not commit a crime, prosecutors said in a report on an incident that was condemned by civil rights groups. Of course, the prosecutors were going to come to that conclusion because if they hadn't come to that conclusion, Ron DeSantis, the governor down in Florida, was going to make sure that he overrided the prosecutor's decision to begin with. Birds of a feather flock together. A video of the incident showed Officer D. Bowers punching William McNeil, Jr., who was 22 years old, who recorded the clip. It went viral in July when the video was posted online. Other officers threw the black man to the ground and surrounded him during the traffic stop. Officer Bowers conducted a lawful traffic stop and gave McNeil 12 individual law commands, which McNeil refused to obey. The report released by the state attorney's office for the 4th Judicial Circuit of Florida said the report was dated Wednesday. How about this? When these officers are shouting all these commands at the individual in less than 60 seconds and then yell, comply, comply, while they're beating the hell out of them and saying that they are violating them and brutalizing them when they're simply trying to defend themselves, you automatically know that the cards are stacked against them. And before people even get to start commenting, how would you feel if it was the other way around, if it was a bunch of black cops beating the hell out of a young white young man at a traffic stop? And he was cleared by the state prosecutors. You all wouldn't like that, would you? No. You'd be screaming from now until Judgment Day about injustice. Right is right and wrong is wrong. McNeil recorded the video as he sat in the driver's seat of his car. After deputies pulled him over in the video, he asked to speak to supervisors and questioned why he was stopped. An officer then smashed the driver's side window, ordered McNeil to exit the car, and hit him in his face. Another officer pulled him from the vehicle and threw him to the ground as other deputies surrounded him. Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters said in July that the public should not rush to judgment and that officers asked McNeil several times to come out of his vehicle. If I'm not mistaken, the Jacksonville Sheriff, T.K. Waters, was a black guy. And automatically from the rip, without the sheriff knowing the facts pertaining to the incident, automatically started agreeing with the officer's side. See, this is the reason why I'm becoming a criminal justice advocate. This is the reason why I'm becoming a lawyer. Injustice of any kind is wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what side of the spectrum it's on. If it's coming from the Democrats, independents, Republicans, from white officers, black officers, and in between, right is right and wrong is wrong. There must be an independent voice that's going to stand up for the voiceless. There must be an independent voice who is going to speak on behalf of those who cannot speak for themselves. McNeil would listen before I read that. You all see what's going on in America. Don't pretend that you don't see what's going on. You see the injustice. You see the outright vitriol of racism and bigotry. It's happening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. And not only that, but McNeil was arrested and charged with resisting arrest, marijuana possession. Oh my goodness. They charge him with having marijuana. Don't they have weed stores where you can get a weed card, a marijuana medical card? Don't they have those stores where the cops are guarding people and they can go into the stores and they can legally buy weed and walk out of it? That's the people coming from the suburbs. You know, they got the cards. Now, when a person has probably less than an ounce of marijuana on them, now it's a felony. Now it's a crime. You can't have it both ways. Either you're going to make it a crime with punitive actions, or you might as well get rid of the whole cannabis business. Because the only people who are profiting from the cannabis, the weed, the drug business, are those who are the investors. And no doubt a lot of politicians are investing in it, and a lot of movers and shakers in the entertainment industry are investing in it as well. So they're going to charge him with marijuana possession, driving with a suspended license, not wearing a seatbelt. The officers didn't have one of these seatbelts either, and not using headlights in bad weather. He was sentenced to and served 2 days in jail, ABC News reported. Either the young man is guilty or he's not guilty. Which one is it? Either you charge him or you don't charge him. And if you were so sure that he was guilty, why did you release him from jail, from the county jail, after 2 days? Bowers had said McNeil was reaching toward an area where there was a knife. McNeil's attorneys, lawyers Ben Crump and Henry Daniels, said their client was never combative. McNeil's lawyers criticized the decision not to pursue criminal charges and called on the U.S. Justice Department to investigate. Listen, respectfully, let me talk to my fellow lawyers out there for a minute. You know darn well that at this point in time, the Department of Justice is never go against the current administration, and they are never going to help Black people at this point in time. And any officer who's found guilty of anything, they're going to be given a pardon. Their record's going to be erased clean, like it never happened. But let one of us go out there and do the same things. They'll make sure that it sticks. So civil rights groups, Black Lives Matter, also condemned the decision, which means nothing. Let me start reading the article. Let me tell you what we need to do. It's time to deal with green power. And what is green power, Tyrone? It's called money power. It's time for us to organize, strengthen, bring our resources together in a collaborative effort, and then we can demand the type of justice that any other ethnic group does. The Asians do it. The Jewish people do it. The Japanese people do it. They collectively bring their monies together. I was in downtown Philadelphia not too long ago, and the Asian Central Bank is one of the biggest banks in Philadelphia. But a Black person can't go up in that bank because they don't want us in there. Wake up, my people. Wake up, start organizing. Wake up and start paying attention. Let's stop all this shucking and jiving and dancing and cooning around in the streets. Stop falling asleep and wake up. Because if you don't, all of your constitutional rights are going to be taken away from you. And when they strip you of your constitutional rights, you will have no recourse in the court of law because they're too busy trying to stack the deck judiciously with Republican judges, especially on the federal benches, because those judgeships are appointed judgeships for life. And if they're appointed by a president, especially a Republican president, they're never going to vote in our favor. That's why there's Tyrone Bowman Live. I recently started a brand new YouTube channel called Breaking the Chains. And on that YouTube channel, I will be dealing with so many things pertaining to the criminal justice system. I'll talk about things over there that I will not discuss on this channel. It's called Breaking the Chains with Tyrone Bowman. And on that channel, I will keep it raw, unfiltered, pure chase, and uncut. And you know how I'm going to be speaking? I'm going to be speaking from someone who was arrested, framed, charged, left in prison to die. But now I live to tell the story. And I'm going to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. So check out Breaking the Chains, my brand new YouTube channel. And if you like it, subscribe. Till next time, never surrender, never quit.